Hello there, this is the Kawaii gal. Happy Valentine's Day from Kauai. The download today is Valentine's Day. Today is also me and Mimi's anniversary. Our second anniversary actually. So and yeah, today's Valentine's Day and today is me and Mimi's anniversary. Our second anniversary. Also, I do apologize for the background noise. Hopefully this doesn't get copyrighted. Yeah, I do apologize for the background noise. Believe me, I can't do anything about it. But yeah, let me send the link to somebody. Hang on.
Their father left her mother when she was 9 years old, leaving her mother limited resources to raise her alone.
Hold on.
And she was somewhat of a tomboy. She went on a race car expedition across the country. She rode horses with the best of the cowboys. She was one ambitious.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just getting things set up here.
Outside of Bonneville. By 2006, she was splitting her time between Vegas and LA. And
okay.
Once she was
hopefully that works for her. Okay. All right. We'll just wait for people to get here.
Jasmine is probably the type of woman who was told, since she was an adult.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about the background noise. I do apologize.
And I think Jasmine,
is there anything I could put here to explain the background noise? Yeah, how does this work? Wait, add item? What's that? Oh, it's a thing here. Yeah, sorry, I just haven't been live for the longest time. Oh, I see what you do. Okay. Oh, I see what you do.
Jasmine had the typical California girl look. She was tall with a beautiful body. Usually that was the type of look that Hef really liked for the centerfolds.
Yeah, I'm just doing something right now. I'll talk in a minute. Hang on.
It's rare. It's 12 a year. And that's it. Nonetheless, she still had ambitions to become a Playboy centerfold and did submit portfolios of photos.
When Jasmine was auditioning to be a playmate in the early 2000s, it was a very competitive time. There were so many women, thousands and thousands a month, submitting photos to be a centerfold. And even if Jasmine didn't make it as a centerfold, there were still a lot of doors open for her within the Playboy world.
And somebody that they may want to be a brand spokesperson, because she had all those attributes and traits, and that possibility was always there.
Okay, there we go. That'll explain it. All right. That'll explain why.
Jasmine became one of our coordinators.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been live. Really been a while. I haven't.
You're gonna meet a lot of people. You have to be careful.
Yeah, feel free to say hi in the chat if you can. Is that thing accessible? Hold on.
Not everybody is who they say they are.
I can't tell if this is.
Of our Playboy party, we can ensure that.
Oh yeah, let's make sure everything's working okay. I mean, you gotta make sure it's working, right?
We can't stop you from doing that.
Oh, it's live. Okay. Yeah, I see it's live.
You can't trust everybody. You can't.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
Your question was about mutilation. Yes, the fingers.
All right. Okay.
As soon as the coroner's office
hold on.
Jasmine Farrell, we ran in our systems to see if she was reported missing, and that's when we found out she had actually been reported missing on the Saturday that we.
Oh, is that on the? Hang on.
At that point, LEP contacts
Is this
us
in the comment section?
that she's married to Ryan Jenkins.
Ah.
According to the missing persons report
Hey, Darwin.
that Ryan Jenkins filed,
I know
he
it's
made
pretty dead
comments
here
to
right
the
now.
wife she's been
I'm sure it'll
missing
build
since
up.
August 14th, the day before we found the body.
Don't worry, we got everything under
Ryan
control.
Jenkins, in that he is the person who reported Jasmine Fury missing.
I hope my things don't get too havoc.
We give his phone number.
Oh.
Reports that we know his phone and we're like, hi,
The pop noise away.
he's just not picking up the phone.
Okay, I'll let her go open in here. Say hello to Mimi.
Hello.
This is getting fixed up in here. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. It's been a long time.
Yeah, way too long.
Hello, Darwin.
He says I'm
Yeah, it's
good.
been
What
so long.
about you?
This was months before the murder of Jasmine Fury.
The star
Doing
of
good
the
myself.
show was Megan Hausman,
Ah.
former Playboy model.
In 2005,
Let me turn this up.
I got
Okay.
discovered by Playboy and they made me a cyber girl. If you're a playmate, your
Happy
teacher has a
Valentine's
photo
Day.
magazine. If you're a
Today's
cyber
also
girl,
our
you're featured
anniversary.
on their website. Playboy at that time had all different
Yep.
kinds of products that they were trying to
Today's our anniversary. Mwah.
clothing line.
Mwah.
Concierge service, so they would fly me to different nightclubs. I knew that to be on the
Today is
list
Mimi's
to
second
graduation
anniversary.
parties, which was like a golden ticket. Lots of Playboy watches.
Ah.
I couldn't get enough of it. But in 2007, I just got too busy with reality TV to continue with Playboy. So the concept of Megan What's a Millionaire was that I was single. I was looking to be in a relationship. I would prefer that person to have a lot of money. And also be single.
Man, Bill Wells so you
And
StreamYard.
for happily ever after,
Really has been.
the 17 bachelors had to have a minimum of a net worth of $1 million. And the casting agents held casting parties at different clubs and
I don't
interviewed
see more
men
people come into the
to
chat.
14 of you are pre-approved.
I have to my screen just
Ryan Jenkins lived in Calgary. It's a
Hold on.
big, rich, wealthy.
I just getting stuff seat up here.
He definitely had dreams of stardom, whatever it may be or whatever it took.
I met Ryan Jenkins on the first episode.
Hello, Megan.
I remember
Okay,
he had a
there we
purple
go.
shirt, and I had a purple dress on.
Yeah,
And my dog
today's
had
Valentine's
purple
Day.
So that matched. And I liked him from the very beginning.
What should we do?
Ryan
I-
spent his time
oh,
writing
this
love
is-
letters
this
to me. Hey baby,
Okay.
I just wanted
Okay.
to tell you that I'm
I almost hit
having
the
a
wrong
great
button.
time, and it's all because of you. I was so
Okay,
affectionate with you
since
and I
today's
was so
Valentine's
into you.
Day,
As if you
why
were
don't we play some Roblox Valentine's Day games? Oh, looks like Watermelon Go's already ahead of that. Oh, they got a free skin. Valentine's Day pack on Watermelon Go. Oh,
This is an
okay.
elimination
Hey, give me a
contest
sec.
show.
Let me add to this.
Megan Wants a Millionaire, you know, pretty much
I'm gonna go Watermelon Go.
All right, let's go.
Alright. They got a free skin. Ooh, who can say no to that?
That he was worth $2.5 million.
Ryan claimed to be a millionaire, but it became obvious that he really didn't commission.
Ryan's father's a real estate developer from Canada, and he's actually the millionaire in the family. Ryan's not a millionaire; his father's a millionaire.
But I didn't care. I really liked him. When
Okay.
we were down to the last 3 contestants, I told the producer that I wanted to pick Ryan, and she said that that was not what they had planned. And that was the first time that I was made aware that the decision wasn't up to me.
Oh, see, they said it's
on.
on.
That I was going to eliminate him. Plus,
Oh my
I
god, they got the
had
gold skin
the
pack
rest of the
now.
show and told him before the elimination ceremony.
Man. Okay.
Huh?
Ryan was
Let me
standing
They got a
in
gold
front of the other
skin
two
pack in there too that I didn't see.
final three. And I
In Watermelon Go,
was
they got a gold skin pack in
I
there.
had a microphone in my
Let me
ear,
just.
and I was just repeating what they were
Okay, how
telling
do
me
I?
to say. And
Alright.
I had to tell him he was eliminated.
Yeah, Roblox. That's what I want.
And he
Okay.
was just shaking his head and saying, like,
All right.
no, that's not
There we
true.
go. Let me see if it's showing on screen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's the game.
Yeah, there you go.
I know the banner's annoying. I have to keep it there. Says background noise.
You say what they want you to say, basically.
Oh,
So
somebody said something.
after the
It's been a while. Yes, it has.
he
Yeah.
got to his hotel.
Okay,
Yes, it
Ralphie,
has.
Ralphie movie collector, 2001.
And
All right.
I mean, I was getting ready to fly to Mexico to film the finale, and I had
Oh,
Chris with me.
Sarah in the Jungle Woman. She said, "Hey,
And I was planning on calling him next week,
Hey.
smoothing it all over,
hey."
and we could just go on with our happy plan.
Mhm.
And
All right.
2 days later,
Oh,
he
who
called
does?
me.
Okay.
And before I got to
All right, you want to do a
explain to him
duel?
what happened, he said,
Sure.
I have met the love of my life and I'm married. I really did not
I'm
believe it. He
gonna
was just
get out my
2 days before
phone
that,
to look at the
he told me he was going
messages.
to marry me, and I was the love of his life.
Well, to say it was a whirlwind romance would be an understatement.
Ryan told me that he met her in a nightclub in Vegas. He asked her for her
Oh,
phone
Cat
number.
Red Animation
She
said,
put
"Hey,
her
Laura.
phone number
Hey,
in his
Mimi."
phone, and under the contact, she put her birthday.
Hello.
When he looked at the
I'm looking at my
he saw
phone, so.
that it was also his
Mhm.
birthday. They shared the same birthday, and he thought that that was a sign that she
Yeah.
was the one. And
Sarah in the Jungle Woman said, "Tomorrow's my 17th birthday, baby.
Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday. Hope you have fun."
March 18, 2009, they're married at the
I still remember my 17th birthday.
Ryan
Give
thought that
one.
if he couldn't be married to me, he would.
Oh, wait, I
find
can put this
someone
together.
that would be married to.
Ooh.
I think a lot of men, particularly Ryan in this case, want to date a Playboy model or to have that kind of trophy on his arm to get a lot of attention or
Right.
reflect that attention back on them. He presented himself
Okay.
as a very
I'll just look at
wealthy
my phone here.
millionaire
Alright.
that was going to be starring in a TV show that was
It
make him
is
famous.
Watermelon Go.
She presented herself as a big model, you know, Playboy. And they had the idea that they were going to be this showbiz couple in Vegas. They seemed like a glamorous power couple, but it was all a facade. They kind of got married really quick without knowing each other.
Come on, touch.
And
Dance.
and she just didn't know how to handle
I
it.
can put that there. Alright.
To Jasmine.
Will this fit? Yes, it would.
She threw it in for the wrong guy. This guy doesn't have any money.
Sarah
Yeah.
says, I think Cherry's going to win.
Cherry.
He couldn't get his
Yeah, she called you Cherry.
Cherry.
She worked hard for her money, and he was
Yep.
dipping into it, and she resented it. He's not the guy you told
Aw,
me he
sweet.
was.
Alright. I'm just taking my sweet time here.
This message from Vegas. I got caught up after the show and made a hasty decision as a girl, as you know. But it's very obvious I am not with my soulmate here. If you'd like to see if there could be still something, we
Okay,
should talk.
put this here.
I just had a
And then the
soft spot
orange
for
go right
him,
here.
and I felt like
Yeah!
even if we weren't gonna have a relationship,
Yeah!
I wanted to help him.
Person of interest. we also had to look at others. We wanted to see if anyone that had any
Trying to
contact
figure out
with
what to put the
Jasmine,
fruit in.
specifically, days before her murder.
No, not
As
a
it was
cherry.
the DNA was present on
They're not touching each other.
when they did the rape kit. They found semen
I see the
as well.
cherries.
DNA's in the system. Michael Cardozi is a parolee who just released
Mhm.
from prison.
And he was a former husband of Jasmine.
I'm just like, what?
I had to
Oh,
double take
okay.
when I found out that she had been married before.
Let me see
And
what
we
she
learned
said.
that she had been with him days before.
If only I could win and be the coach to host the game, but that's okay. I could coach in the chat.
I think we're good. Nah. I think we're good, but thanks for offering.
As he was being released from prison. After a
Really good offer.
for drug trafficking.
And she did more than that.
I don't know if that grape will fit there.
And it's no surprise that
We could try like. Wish we can rotate these things. Wish we can rotate the fruit. That way it can fit in a single position.
Originally, we thought just get out of prison.
Well, it will fit in there anyway.
Definitely a suspect.
I don't think
Apple.
there's much room for speculation as to why Jasmine and Michael Cardozo split up. He got busted when
Let's
marriage
see.
over. And they divorced in 2005.
Okay. Another apple we go there.
Jasmine, and
Yes! I got a peach!
she had very strong feelings for him too because she really went
Got a green melon.
to see him.
When he was questioned by detectives,
She's got a melon.
he had a monitor.
The face is making.
I'm gonna get a watermelon soon.
He definitely wasn't anywhere
Oh, which one?
near the scene of the murder.
This is a green melon. Alright, so. In the jungle. Oh, sorry. And the jungle woman says, "Come on, Cherry Blossom, show what you got. Do it for BTS." I don't know what this is. Okay. Come on, Apple Touch! Yeah, sometimes these things don't want to cooperate, in case it wasn't guessed. It's true, they don't.
And very angry.
Well, the pumpkin literally went under these fruits here. I've never seen that happen before. Oh, Cat Red Animation says, "Oh, I played that game before."
Oh, cool.
They actually have a game similar to this, like on the Switch. It's called the Fruit Game, I think. I think that's what it's called.
But they're also simultaneously very, very jealous.
I can't remember.
I don't remember the name either. I know it's called Fruit Game, huh?
Fiercely jealous of Jasmine.
Apparently, people rage at the game because the fruits not cooperating. That's a funny fact I know about this game. I think it's funny how people were getting mad at cute fruits. I mean, one of the fruits already has a frowny face on it. Okay, true. Okay, sir. She said, "Cherry, use mind skills like RM does. He has a big brain full of IQ."
Wound up spending a night in jail for that.
Okay, let's see.
4 months later.
Oh, that orange better not fall.
I met my husband like 5 months before.
Look at this strawberry. Look how mad it looks.
Gravitated towards weed because
I see that.
I never noticed that about the strawberry until now.
advice on how I handle when things get rough.
Never noticed that about the strawberry.
Gets angry.
As the total reference pointed it out.
And I don't understand.
Somebody says never played that game.
In a man cave, try to
Hey, Ralphie movie collector said never played the game before. She
I
won.
got a watermelon. I.
A watermelon, a big watermelon. Also, there's a bonus. There's a bonus. If you like win, you get like coins. That way you can buy skins.
Yeah.
I actually bought my first first set of them.
With as much coins as you like.
Yeah, much coins. I want the gold skin.
In June 2009, Ryan came back to LA
Okay, I'm
and
dropping some milk.
told me and I
Yeah.
wanted to go out to dinner with him, and I agreed. Ryan looked like he had lost several pounds. His face was
Come
very
on,
thin,
strawberry
he was
cool.
very pale.
Actually, I'll put that back here.
He was shaky. He was paranoid.
Wait.
He
Okay.
was just not himself anymore.
No.
Ryan told me that Jasmine was ruining
Okay,
his
fine.
life, but he's also obsessed with her not leaving him because he wants to win. He just can't accept any like rejection.
Oh. I got a pumpkin. Or whatever that is.
Key.
For the sole
Whatever the
fact
hell
that
that
I
is.
thought it would separate him from Jasmine for
I
a
don't know if
while,
that's true.
and he
I don't think it's true.
needed to be away from her.
I'll just fit.
They
Yeah.
didn't love each other. He didn't even like her, and she didn't like him. I told him leave
I don't know how those
Jasmine
touched.
and
Okay.
get some space from her and just go get away from everything. Me meeting with him and her finding out set off a big chain of events between the two of them.
And then apple.
Early July, the summer of 2009.
By the time he went to Mexico to shoot the second
Oh.
of Money Part 3, Jasmine dyed her hair. She was a
Okay.
different person. And she
This orange could go there.
was actively trying to get
Oh, come on. Actually, we'll just rope it.
Producers told me that he was
It's like it for
so
roping things.
obsessed with winning the money so that maybe he could win back his wife. And he would just
Okay.
call her all the
Tightly
time
put this
in
around.
the show, trying to keep an eye on her.
Reach up there.
On July 27th, Jenkins sends
Nay.
plaintive email
It fell
to
down.
Jasmine. I want you back. I'm gonna do
The
better.
stupid apple
I
fell
can't
down.
live without you. I need you. Now, how did they end up back together? Maybe she was giving him one last shot, or maybe she was just hanging out until she could
over
be
here.
done with him. It's
There you
hard
go.
to say.
Everybody wants to look from the outside and say, well, the first time you saw
I could
her,
easily
you
bounce to the other
and
fruit,
it's
but
not like
now.
you're in it at all. Like, you spend
Now.
person and you want to move forward in a relationship thinking it can get better. You think that the first thing that went wrong is
Okay.
a one-time thing. That person apologizes. It can take a lot for the average person to get out of an abusive relationship.
So while the manhunt for Ryan Jenkins is going on, this case had broken open in the news. On all the celebrity
Ooh,
pages,
yeah.
ABC, NBC, CBS.
Police say 28-year-old Jasmine Fiore was strangled.
The media coverage surrounding Jasmine's death was really brutal. You know, this came at a time when there was all kinds of new tabloid media chasing the story. People were searching for new photos of her online. Pop searches. It just goes to show, you know, the appetite for
Go in the hole.
sensational
Go in the hole.
stories.
Go in the hole. Go in the hole. Okay, I'll stop. Alright.
Police have found some key evidence in the case of
No.
Jasmine Fiore.
We were doing such wrong. We put a rush on it. We got Jasmine's cell phone number, and we got Ryan's cell phone number. That immediately gives me not only photographs and videos, but it gives me the text messages. And we found out the day before she died, they went to a poker tournament in San Diego.
Hang on.
We had a team of detectives go to San Diego to investigate the poker tournament and the hotel where they stayed.
And it turns out that the hotel has an extensive video system.
Go in the wood.
That allowed us to piece together these kind of moments with Ryan
She's
Jenkins
got a
and
peach.
figure out
Yeah, 2 peaches.
And 2 peaches and they're not even touching each other.
on August 13th, 2009, we received them in
Big
writing.
fruits.
They got 3 oranges. Look at the oranges. They're not even touching each other.
We see them get out of the vehicle. We see all their luggage being loaded onto one of those luggage belts. One of the pieces of luggage is the same piece of luggage that the body was found. So they'll stay on the ground floor. They go to their room. We don't see them until 6:25 when they're leaving their hotel room, and both of them are decked out for a night to go out to this poker tournament.
So we learned during the poker tournament, she was texting a new person of interest, a gentleman of the name of Robert Hasman, her former boyfriend.
Robert Hasman was a high-end realtor in greater Las Vegas. He showed her the finer side of life at the very highest of levels. On the night she goes missing, she sends a text to Robert Hasman saying, "Send a plane for me. Come get me. I'm coming back to Vegas to be with you. I am done with Ryan Jenkins."
I'm looking at yours.
You're looking at mine.
Started getting into an argument to the point where they decided they needed to go.
They went after hours to this nightclub / hotel called the Ivy.
They arrived at the Ivy around 12:30 a.m.
That's what I thought.
They really started getting into an argument at this point, and I think it's because he may have discovered the text messages she had been sending to her ex-boyfriend, Robert Hasman. And so Robert Hasman said that the last text message he received from Jasmine was "suck it," which was out of characteristics with everything she had been texting him up to that point.
And we know who sent that text. Ryan Jenkins sent that text.
According to witnesses, they leave the Ivy at 1:30 a.m. They go back to pick up her vehicle. At the poker tournament, this is the last time anyone sees Jasmine feel. She's not upset. She's not crying. They left the casino at 2:30 in the morning. We don't see Ryan Jenkins again until 4:30 in the morning, roughly those times. So those are 2 hours. We don't realize something happened from the time they left where the poker tournament was to the time that we next see him running to his hotel room. He looks panicked and in a rush.
You can see what the catalyst for Jenkins' rage and jealousy was, because when we look at her phone after the fact, she's been texting Robert all night long, saying, "I'm coming back to Vegas. I want to be with you."
And he's just like, "How could you do this to me? You're my love, you're my life." He snaps and he beats him. The video surveillance never shows Jasmine entering, but we know that the parking lot is right behind my room. They have a small patio, and you have access directly to the patio from the parking lot. We searched the room. We didn't find anything in the room. The room had already been serviced by the maid service. But on the back patio, we found slivers of hair and a little bit of blood, which matches that of Jasmine Fields. We see Ryan running around frantically in the room. This indicates to us that she lives not
That little peach is not.
The peaches are floating in the air.
takes her to the porch.
Touch. I wanted that to touch.
In rooms opposite of those, they're arguing. He cannot, obviously.
Oh, my hair that hard enough to fuck. Why didn't it?
Stupid friends not touching each other.
Box filled.
Preparing. There's breaking news.
Yeah, it's full.
Police named a suspect in the brutal killing of model Jasmine Fiore.
ex-husband, Ryan Jenkins.
I was in
Sorry
the
about my
shower
birds. I
the
like to be
other night,
noisy.
went into the shower and said Ryan's on TV. He killed her,
They noisy
and
birds.
that there was an international manhunt for Ryan. I immediately thought it was an accident. I didn't think that he could have.
Come on now. Come on, at least empty it.
In the hotel room. And so-
There!
Ooh.
and
Was
then
it that
some
hard to
afterthought.
empty?
He's thinking, how do I keep cooking?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
In the fire.
I don't know what to put the strawberry.
To the bathtub shower area and cut off the fingers. I believe he flushed them down the toilet.
Why did they make this
And
impossible?
was still
Rope it
inside
like
the
this.
After killing them,
That one here.
cutting off her fingers,
And
breaking out teeth, put them in the freezer, takes it out the back of the room, into the patio area, and then into the air.
why? This way! Why?
We can deduct this because none of the luggage came out the front. Next time we see Brian is at 6:24 a.m. and he's leaving the room with what looks like his clothing in his arms, stacked up. According to all the
Nah.
we were able to watch Brian drive from the hotel up the freeway.
Oh, you got a watermelon.
I got a watermelon! Yay! I got a watermelon!
He opens the dumpster, sees that
Oh, look at the cute little watermelons. Aren't they adorable? Rematch.
Have a warrant for the arrest of Ryan
Let's go.
Alexander Jenkins
This
for the
game.
murder of Jasmine.
We're one step behind him, and we feel we're getting real close to him. But I know that he knows that he's on the run. His reputation is him being a killer, a monster. That was how he was being identified. So I could only imagine he was desperate.
Ryan Jenkins went to Vegas to a storage unit and got his wakeboard boat.
He had information that hitched it to his BMW, and then he travels north
To Washington.
He notified the U.S. border in case he decides to cross into Canada.
And we brought the Royal Canadian bounties into it.
We get information that there was a speedboat speeding near the Canadian border to the U.S.
The United States Coast Guard spots Ryan Jenkins in his boat. It's at night, it's high seas. Ryan's out in the open ocean in his boat. They're trying to stop him, but they literally lost him. Ryan brought his boat back and parked it at a marina half a mile from the Canadian border
Alright.
and took off on foot.
Tuesday wants to walk into Canada, where there is no border crossing. There's no fence, there's no nothing. It's just a ditch that separates the U.S. and Canada. So anyone can just cross it.
And then the sister came and picked him up. And she drove him to Hope, Canada, and he checked into the Thunderbird Motel. I believe he felt an enormous amount of guilt for what he did. I think he felt even more guilt that he couldn't get away with it, and that his life was ruined, and he was put in prison, which is why he hung himself.
So when they found his body, they also found his last will and testament. I'm sure everyone feels I'm a monster.
Let me tell you that Jasmine was, in fact, a far greater monster than I could ever be. I merely wanted to love someone.
My heart and love for her was pure and powerful.
It drove me and brought out the very best in me.
I'm sorry for running away from responsibility. There's just no place for me in this world anymore. Jasmine was the key to my happiness.
You know, you always think, God, what could I have done? Like, I wish I told her to get away from me, but I didn't know to what level they were fighting or how bad he was.
He stole everything from her, you know? He destroyed her. I mean, how much havoc can one monster create on this earth? He's the worst of the worst, and he deserves every bit of hell that he no doubt made.
Jasmine was robbed of dreams and ambitions. There's no excuse for that.
VH1 canceled the show. That ended my reality TV career. That ended my modeling career. People just didn't want to be associated with the murders.
Wait.
And that's it.
Wait.
This case is an extreme example of
Wait.
the glamour, that you see from the outside. It's just not measured up in real life.
Look in this case, having found Jasmine Pirlo in the suitcase of what was done to her. That's something that stays with me.
This was a real woman that so many people that I know knew and loved. And it's a tragedy. Carol Gold was really a pioneer, being one of the first Playboy bunnies.
A bunny in the 1960s made great money. And we were like stars.
Oh, I got a
I
pineapple.
can give you the taste of the high life, but that doesn't last forever.
Yeah, I got that.
She just losing all the money and one day woke up and realized there was nothing left.
Karen said to Carol that if she didn't back him up, he was going to divorce her.
She says she knew she was paying $75 a month into something, but didn't really know what. Just a few minutes into his conversation with detectives, he realizes, oh, wait a minute. This is about a murder.
That was the beginning of my worst nightmare.
Police get a call over the radio. The woman had called 911 saying her husband had been shot. So they rush over. They get there. 51-year-old Chuck Gold was found dead and murdered inside his home.
We have an apparent homicide. Mr. Gold expired from multiple gunshot wounds. We were told he'd been discovered by his wife, Carol.
Carol Gold was 53 years old when her husband Chuck was found brutally murdered. It's a dramatic turn in the life of a woman who just decades ago was on a very different path. Working as a Playboy bunny, experiencing this glamorous lifestyle, and making more money than she ever thought possible. Carol was involved with the Playboy company at a very early stage in the early 60s. Back then, the magazine looked very homemade, cut and paste. It wasn't like the glossy, lavish thing that people saw in decades later.
Oh, she got a man in.
Playboy when he was 27 years old. He started HMH Publishing at the same time. HMH Publishing is his initials, Hugh Marston Hefner, and he just started that publishing company to do Playboy. The first issue came out in December of 1953. He didn't put a volume number on the first issue because he wasn't sure if there'd be a second one. The first new pictorial in Playboy was a photo of Marilyn Monroe, and that feature would go on to become the centerfold feature. There really wasn't anything like Playboy at the time. There were nude magazines, but they were all pretty downscale, so he wanted to do something different. The Playboy lifestyle was supposed to be an aspirational, upscale, men's kind of fantasy lifestyle.
Carol was from Chicago, and in 1955, she was a model in her teenage years. She did a lot of magazines and commercials and things like that. And so that's kind of how her
Oh, I got one
in the
too.
public eye.
I got one too.
15 years old. She had a friend who worked nearby HMH Publishing. And her friend thought, hey, Carol, maybe you can get a job there.
Carol was a Catholic school. The Catholic priest had to approve anybody that wanted to work a job outside of school, and he approved it because it was just a publishing company. He didn't understand that HMH meant UMF.
Carol meets with an executive who really liked her at the time, and he hires her on the spot.
The very first Playboy Club opened in Chicago on February 29th, 1960. It was an upscale place for men to go. It was a private club. You know, you could have lunch or dinner and see great entertainment. And of course, the women were wearing the bunny costume, which became very famous. The Playboy bunnies were the hostesses and waitresses that worked at the Playboy Club, and they wore the very famous skimpy outfit, which is basically just a corset with tights. The bunny costume was based on the Playboy mascot, which is a rabbit. When he first started the magazine, he decided on the rabbit as a symbol and a logo because rabbits are very playful animals and they have a lot of sex.
This is my Playboy bunny picture. This is from Chicago. That was a really great time. Definition of a bunny in the 1960s was the girl next door, but somebody that was sexy and beautiful. A bunny in the 1960s made great money, and we were like rock stars. The money we made definitely was life changing. In Chicago, we made more money. There was more celebrities that came to the Chicago club. We had everybody, and usually would have them sign our cuffs.
Carol started off as a switchboard operator in Playboy's first offices.
They used Carol.
They would just be like quiet, not saying anything.
To design the original costume.
Yeah,
Just focusing on the game.
When the club opened.
so am I.
Then she was really a pioneer, being one of the first bunnies. This would have been a very unique experience for anyone, but for somebody who was coming from a Catholic school background, that just must have been something completely different. Because at the time, there was nothing like the Playboy Club.
Carol helped supervise other bunnies in private parties, and she was always kind. She was easy to work for, and if you stepped offline, she told you. She was supervising a get-together. Frank Sinatra and some of his friends were there, and Mr. Sinatra asked her, "May I work as well?" "No, I just want to know who you are. You could sit and talk to me." She said, "Mr. Sinatra, I absolutely love you. I think you're amazing, but I have to take care of everything here."
The club was definitely an introduction to the good life for Carol and showed her what was possible. You know, you have all these wealthy clients coming in. I think Carol probably got used to the money and the lifestyle. It's a very easy thing to get used to and like want for the rest of your life. While Carol was working as a Playboy bunny, she also put herself through school. She became a teacher and taught 8th grade at a Catholic school. It's so crazy that she was a Catholic school teacher by day and a Playboy bunny at night. During this time, she met an engineering student named Kenny Catini, and they got married.
Carol was at the Playboy Club for 5 years before she and Kenny ended up moving to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where they worked at horse stables. Tragedy struck.
Kenny died shortly after a riding accident. I believe he was running barrels at over shoulder. and he fell out of his saddle and never regained consciousness.
Kenny's passing not only left Carol as a widow, but he was taking care of their daughter and their newborn son.
Oh.
Carol was busy working at the
Hang on, let's see how many
kids,
coins I
and she
got.
reconnected with a childhood friend, Chuck Gold. Like Carol, Chuck also had 2 kids.
My relationship with my dad in my early years was
One of the viewers challenged. One of the viewers wants the doll.
they were separated. My mother and I ended up my grandpa.
VHS collector wants the duel.
Chuck and
Okay,
Carol
sure.
start dating, and that was in
All right.
Okay.
Good luck.
Alright, I'll see why not.
Las Vegas.
Let me take a look at the skins.
Set up Eva Playboy Resort.
Old skin pack for 10,000 coins.
Playboy Resort,
Lunar New Year pack.
kind of a bigger, better experience.
200.
And it's a very modern establishment. They have
Flowers.
ski trails, they have golf courses, they have stables. It was just this amazing, huge retreat. Carol loved horses, and she and Chuck went on to open their own stable at the Playboy Club, Lake Geneva. It was a huge deal. I mean, if you're going to run a horse stable, what better place than at a luxury resort with all these wealthy customers?
Carol was very good for my father. They had a really great dynamic. They worked well together. They would ride together. They would do all kinds of things together. By the summer of '82, my father and Carol knew that they were going to leave Lake Geneva. The main reason for the move was the winters were just too much for everybody. They decided that Arizona was where they wanted to be.
Carol and Chuck moved to Arizona with Carol's children, her daughter Allison, and her son Ashton. The family settled into running the stables at Point Hilton Resort at Tapatio Cliffs.
Chuck Gold had a business where they would do gunfight reenactments at some of the high-end hotels.
Oh, game show guy says sup.
A lot of people was Black Bart. The original Black Bart.
What's up?
Sup. What's up?
Would bring people in.
I don't know.
And people would get a kick out of it.
We're just playing some watermelon go.
Carol was
Because why
the
not?
person responsible for all of the accounting and paying the bills.
By 1992, cash flow was not an issue for that state. They had a booming business, and that was without Chuck. And I can imagine when the gunfight showed that they were doing well.
Sorry, I'm just thinking something funny while doing this.
They have this
Oh.
idyllic.
I don't know.
It could have been real life,
Just thinking something funny.
but it all changed on the night of October 20th.
Dad and Carol were married in December of '78. And they would have been married 14 years when he was killed.
On October 20th,
Yeah, that did something.
Carol Gold had been at dinner with her daughter Allison. And from there, they ended up going back to Allison's house where they watched some movies.
Chuck Gold was supposed to be at a conference, and at some point he had called and said that he was on his way home.
And then Carol decided to go home. And when she came home around 10:30, she walked into their house and found Chuck shot dead in their kitchen. That's when she called 911.
Got a phone call, and it was Richard Feingold on the other end of the call. Richard was my dad's friend. He goes, Your dad's dead. And I made him repeat it 3 times, and I went, I don't understand. And he said, your dad was shot tonight, and that's all I know. And I just lost it. That was the beginning of my worst nightmare.
Chuck Gold was bleeding from the head with 8 caliber bullet casings surrounding his body.
Oh,
It's just getting full.
oh man.
The scene is processed. The front door was locked. There was no sign of a break-in. I walked around and looked at different things, and I discovered that one of the back doors is unlocked. The back door should be locked, and it's not. Your first thought is that, well, maybe it's a burglary gone bad. If that's the case, you will normally see things disturbed, but none of that appeared to be the case.
The lead detective pulls Carol outside, starts kind of asking her about everything. Carol tells detectives that they had a really good relationship, that things were going well for them.
Carol indicated that in the past, Chuck engaged in extramarital contact, but that they've gotten past it.
It must have been really difficult for Carol because, you know, she was a Playboy bunny. She was one of the people to usher in the sexual revolution. And then to be married later in life and your partner's unfaithful, it must have been hard.
Detectives went on a search for information by going and talking to everyone that had some knowledge of what was going on.
It's a good game.
Household, business.
Alright.
Yeah, good game.
Let's see the skins. That was some money. Want to see the other
Mr.
skins?
Feingold indicated that Chuck could be hard
I already
to
own
get
this
along
one.
with. He might have a lot of
Yeah, Lunar New Year.
Richard also tells
Because we got
the
these.
detective that a number of years ago,
The flower
Chuck had
pack.
been in a relationship with a woman who worked at the horse stables named Linda. And the two were very happy together.
Alright,
The
cool.
story was that Chuck was going to divorce Carol and live with her, marry Linda.
Let's
when
go.
the divorce was final.
Let's go.
Let's go
Two,
again.
one,
Linda
go.
lived in the house some period of time.
3, 2, 1.
Relationship.
This was around October of 91. I knew that my father had affairs. I knew that Carol knew about them. I believe Carol had affairs, and I'm sure that my father knew about them. I don't necessarily know that I would call it unfaithful, because I think they knew, because that was just their dynamic.
Detectives go on to interview other employees at the horse stables, and one of them has a story that Carol had a 14-year-old grandson named Ronnie. That was Allison's son. At some point, Ronnie was staying with Chuck and Carol because Carol's daughter, Allison, was out of town.
Chuck
I'm sorry, I'm just picturing something funny.
Ronnie didn't want to. He wanted to go hang out with his girlfriend. He had no plans of going to the stables.
He allegedly told Chuck, well, I'm going to be at my girlfriend's house. And Chuck said, get to the stables. And he didn't get there.
And that made Chuck really angry.
And Chuck went off. And he told him that he wanted him gone. He didn't want Ronnie at the house anymore.
Stable hands at the resort said they saw Chuck and Ronnie arguing loudly over the incident. As a result, Ronnie ran away. And this all took place just a week before Chuck's murder.
There's some information that Carol Gold's grandson, Ronnie, had had prior run-ins or contacts with the police department.
Ronnie was known for having a bit of a temper. Ultimately, investigators find out that Ronnie was with his girlfriend at the time that Chuck was murdered, and he was at school the next day, and he didn't even know that Chuck was killed until he was pulled out of school.
Detectives also learned that in the weeks leading up to Chuck Gold's murder, he was in a real duke out with another guy, and that happens to be Ashton, Carol's son.
Ashton was 20 and lived with my dad and Carol. He was always very quiet. I think he was also very resentful because he resented having to do any of the work at the stables.
We found out that Ashton had a history of abusing hard drugs. Ashton apparently got hooked on an opioid and owed people money for drugs that he allegedly bought.
Ashton was addicted to a drug called New Babe. He was taking it because to work out, and it was some sort of steroid that he didn't pump up. And Dad told me that Ashton had got caught smoking weed at the stables. I think that was the final straw for my dad and really pissed him off. He was livid because it was
What?
and marijuana wasn't legal then. So
They're just like,
in his mind.
oh, the fruits are collapsing.
With my dad, we talked about Ashton and that things were getting complicated and that he didn't know how much longer he was going to be able to stay the way things were.
Chuck had reached his breaking point with Ashton and decided it would be best if he just kicked him out of the house.
All right.
Knowing this information that Ashton and Chuck had this big disagreement, detectives go and question Ashton, who tells them that they had smoothed things over. It wasn't that big of a deal. Everything was fine.
Ashton had an alibi for that night. He was with his girlfriend somewhere in public, and there were other people that verified it. But detectives got a call from a family member who said that Ashton was out looking at new Cadillacs. And the family member found something wrong with that. Chuck has been dead, 2 weeks, and now Carol's son's out there looking at new cars. So 2 weeks after the murder, on November 5th of 92, the detective goes back and questions Carol. When detectives brought up Ashton and supposedly this fight, she talked about the fact that Ashton had been abusing some drugs.
Oh, I go in there. Go in there.
Said to Carol that if she didn't back him up and get rid of Ashton from the house,
I got a
he
feeling.
was going to divorce her. But she believed that Ashton and Chuck had worked out whatever upset him and that everything was good between Ashton and Chuck. When asked about owing people money for drugs, Carol said that they discovered that he owed about $1,200 to somebody, and they just decided to pay it. And it was supposed to be the end of it. At some point during the investigation, detectives got a call from the insurance company, which is not uncommon. Well, insurance companies will often call investigators on questionable deaths. And the question is anybody in the family involved? Because there's this $150,000 accidental death insurance.
I can't imagine Carol wanting him dead for money for the simple fact that he was the one who helped make the money. It doesn't make sense.
One of the stories that Carol had told me is when her husband Kenny died, there was money, and that she just kind of blew through all the money, and she just one day woke up and realized there was nothing left. So she pretty much had to start over.
A lot of bunnies talk about how the job makes so much more just from tips than they would have made at any other job that would have been available to them in the early 60s. I think it would have been really difficult for someone like Carol, who at such a young age had such financial freedom, and that's a very hard lifestyle to transition out of.
Oh,
But why are they not touching each other?
I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. We're having
At that
fun.
moment, I realized that Ashton was wearing a ring and a bracelet.
It's okay.
So I walked over to
The furs are just in a bad mood. That's why they don't want to touch.
Ashton was wearing Grandpa's ring.
And they take it out on me. Okay, no.
I
Yes, that's it.
don't know why else they're not touching.
I said, "Are you mistaken?" Because Dad and I talked about it last time I was here. That whatever was Grandpa's would go to me. So he would never have let Ashton wear Grandpa's ring and bracelet. Well, Steffi, he did. Well, no, Carol, he didn't. I think that's the first time I really thought about it and really went, oh my God. Are they both involved?
Who are you?
Nay.
It does not take long before the answer to that question becomes complex.
Yeah.
At 25, I could answer that. My name is Carol. Or Miss Coates.
What?
I need 3
Oh. And why even four?
Can you imagine my 8th grade?
Oh, wait, I see what happened. We got the same score.
Neither could I.
Oh, we do.
So I was like, why did you do that? And then I looked at the score.
The detective ends up confronting Carol about policy, something that she hadn't
All
talked
right,
about.
one more round, then we can play doors.
And she says to the detective that she didn't know about it.
Sure.
All right, one more round.
Chuck was the one that organized this.
One more.
She was paying $75.
I like how the watermelons are angry.
That's what that was.
They're angry.
Find something.
They should have called this the Angie Fruit Game. Because it makes people angry. Get it?
The one thing about doing police investigations is that if you've got somebody that's telling you the truth, it doesn't change. But there isn't anything that detectives found at that point that shows that Carol actually did it. In early November, detectives went back and made a second contact with Ashton.
It's possible that that drug problem is connected to the murder.
The detective comes up with this plan to confront Ashton and kind of makes up the fact that he knows a drug dealer that Ashton knows is involved in the murder. He doesn't actually know that
Okay.
for sure, but he thinks if he brings it up to Ashton, he might get more information out of him.
So the people who are still here at the stream, what do you plan doing for V-Day?
Is that if you
Since
get
it's Valentine's Day.
they know you're just
They ask.
The detective says, it'd be really helpful if you could give us the name of any of these drug dealers.
Druggy dealer.
The druggy dealer. Okay, no.
And then he gives up.
Oh, someone's gonna be a drug dealer.
Bob Pryor was Ashton's drug dealer,
Oh, yeah?
and that's where he got his new name from. Bob was also a physical trainer at a gym, which Ashton joined.
Bob Pryor is one of those guys that if you were certain assignments, his name probably would have come up. He would have been known to the Phoenix Police Department.
The detectives are very familiar with Bob Pryor and his rap sheet. They have an informant who knows about Bob Pryor.
September of 1993, the detective is able to get in contact with Dan Goddard, who is.
Oh my god, all those fruits is going. Boop, boop, boop.
CIA is confidential informant.
The detective asks Goddard if he knows.
Yeah, next game we're gonna play is Doors.
He had met Ashton once.
Hey, Doors is a scary game, or that's what they say.
Ashton had told Pryor
It is another Roblox horror game that's popular.
to pay to get him killed.
So popular as Piggy.
You're really popular.
The detective asks Goddard if he knows where Bob Pryor
Yeah, Doors
was
P.
on Tuesday.
Doors. Oh man, I remember the first time playing that game.
Goddard says, yeah, I was with him.
I remember. Oh shit.
Around, and he
Remember the first time I got you to play that game?
which was conveniently
Yeah?
You guys scared? Like,
Yeah, I got so scared.
I had to be her teacher.
Yeah, she taught me how to play this. I first watched her play this, but then I watched videos on YouTube like this, and then yeah, that's how I got interested in playing it.
And he talks about asylum.
And so yeah, she taught me how. I was so scared.
got out of the car with a 22 caliber gun.
Never you died to rush. You're like,
Like I saw his face coming through the door.
because I was that. There was like a lot of people confused at first, like wondering what the hell's coming up the doorway. And then when they realize what it is, oh shit!
That face! And then the screen just like turned black, and then his face popped up.
He shows his ugly face.
So ugly. Oh my god.
It's just funny, like how people get jump scared by Rush. At first they don't know what's happening, and then when they realize it's too late to hop in the closet. This is funny. I don't know why, it's just so funny to me.
Bruce to get him into the police department.
I was reading what the guy in line said. It was like, you died to rush.
He died to Rush.
Pay attention to any cues that might hint at its arrival. Oh, well, okay. Hey then.
A guiding light. I haven't seen guiding light in a while. Anything's been playing with modifiers.
He realizes, oh wait a minute, this is about a murder. Now the detectives have the attention.
Oh, thank you, game show guy.
Thank you so much.
Happy anniversary.
Ha ha ha.
It's our second. It's our second. I still remember that day.
Tells them it was $90,000, and the police had seized that when they took his back some drugs.
Yeah, you were so nervous of asking me out.
I remember being
Like,
so.
do you have a crush on?
I'll tell that story. Alright, so basically, I had a crush on Mimi, and I was too scared to say anything. And so on the Valentine's Day, day where I started dating her, you see, I have my Discord status set to like crushing on somebody, but didn't say who or reveal their gender. And Mimi comes in my DMs and be like, "Who you crushing on?" I'm like, "I'm too shy."
During his interview,
Like I'm too shy to.
gave some statements that educated Carol and Ashton.
And so on the day of Valentine's Day,
Had hired him for
this.
$9,000
Oh my god. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I'm getting all nervous again. I don't know why. Okay. So basically, on the day of Valentine's Day, um, okay, I see morning people, and they start scheming at me, start giving me that smug little face. You know what face I'm talking about. You made the face, this smug face. Now you and Jason, this smug
Yep,
face. And I'm just sitting there like, oh shit, they got me cornered.
Detectives bring Carol back in.
They're so like, anybody want a VC? Anybody want a VC? And they're like, yeah. And then they hop in. And they're like, come on, do you have a crush on? Come on, do you have a crush on? Essentially just jokingly ganging up on me. Just to try to figure it out. Because they wanted to know so badly. Like, you guys are wondering. I remember you and Jace were like, come on, who is it? You can tell us.
Who is it?
Who is he? And I'm sitting there like, I didn't know what would happen next. Like, I haven't asked had a crush before. And so I'm just sitting there like, I eventually like just went into like the chat and just like typed it's points of view. And their jaws dropped. Remember y'all being jaw dropped?
Detective was able to obtain handwriting samples for
You were like, it's me?
family members, but the handwriting
It's me, huh?
It's me!
the application for the insurance
Okay, Red Animation said, happy anniversary! It's our second one.
was done by Carol.
It's our second anniversary.
The application was fraudulent.
And I'm happy I managed to ask her out.
Carol hired an attorney to get the money. Police were trying to not release the money because they still hadn't cleared it.
Come on, who's your crush? Who's your crush?
But they didn't have enough to hold the insurance company from not paying.
Come on, who's your crush? I do Navies.
In December of 1994,
It's so funny.
the trial starts for Ashton and Bob Pryor. But it's a deadlocked jury in the end, and eventually it's declared a mistrial in 1995.
They got a hung jury, and that's probably because they couldn't connect the dots. If I was having trouble with it sitting in the gallery, I'm sure the jury was too.
Not long after Bob's mistrial, he manages to get himself into big trouble. Unrelated charges, federal charges having to do with drug distribution. So
I tried to get these fruits to touch each other, but they won't.
By promising to testify.
My box is getting full.
It's about to be full in 3, 2, 1.
In 1995, on 2nd of August, Ashton
Oh, maybe not.
and Carol
Ah!
were rearrested.
There you go.
Your score's 2021. That's literally what it says. Okay. Ralphie Movie Collector said, too bad I lost, but still a fun game nonetheless. I hear Nintendo release something like this too.
Which undermined her story that she didn't have any information, life insurance, or how much it was for. It would
Her
be
score is
pretty hard to
2021.
explain that away.
After Carol's second arrest, the detective is hoping she's going to come forward with anything more than she did the first time. So they pull her into a room to interrogate her one more time.
In the final interview, Carol makes statements admitting involvement in the case and makes a statement, "You're on the right track, but the wrong track." She never clarifies what she means by that. I believe that they conspired together, Ashton and Carol, with a third party that was the trigger man.
From the day that she was arrested in '93, I never heard from her again. Not a single person in the family ever heard from her again. She never called to say it's not true.
Oh my god.
Not once.
I got a watermelon! Yay!
Wow.
I got a watermelon! Yay! I did it! I did it! I did
Mine
it!
is
I did it!
2021 and yours is 2022.
Yeah. Let me see how much money I got. Hey, want to hit the doors?
During the course of the trial, Ashton pleads guilty.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see. 18 years in prison.
Okay. Oh,
And the trial
can I do
proceeds against
this?
his mother. At the end of the trial, the jury comes back with guilty on 2 counts, conspiracy and murder 1. Comes to life with the possibility of receiving parole.
Thanks to that deal that Bob Pryor had cut, he was only sentenced to 20 years in a
I'll see you
medium
indoors.
security prison.
Okay, let's go.
I felt my dad got the justice system.
Oh, games show guy says, sucks I can't get into Roblox right now.
It was tough.
Oh,
That's what he said. Oh,
Which
I'm
sends me to
sorry.
place where I was able to give my victim impact statement. I apologized to the judge, but I told Carol to run now. And that's one of the hardest things has been for me because I loved her. She was.
Yes, this is my avatar.
And she broke my heart.
I'm a midget. Oh. Wow, look who's so stylish.
yeah. How did it look nice?
Oh, look at her.
I heard that. I just heard that. Did you really do that?
Yes.
Did you really whistle like that?
Yes.
Oh my
yes,
god.
Yes. We did.
Oh, babe.
Why?
She probably had the
Oh my god.
rarely happens in this.
Damn, you look cute.
Thanks.
She does. She look cute. And look at her. Look how adorable she looks. Look at the glasses. You get the headband. You get the long hair. Turn around. There you go. You get the legs. Those leg tattoos.
Yeah, they're tattoos.
Hey, look at them tattoos.
It was the 15th of March. I received a phone call to respond to the scene. I think it was like 3:30 in the afternoon. We had an unidentified white female
And we made it by the fireplace.
That's good.
The fireplace in this game is the less crowded area. Most people are by the door. Alright. Want to do modifier? Oh, it's your turn.
I don't mean to go in there.
Wait, what?
Dang it.
Oh, I thought you. I
I
thought
did not mean to. I meant to like press that arrow thing, but
I thought she meant to. I thought she went up
I
in
am
the
so
ceiling.
sorry.
I thought she went up in the ceiling at first. Looked like went into the ceiling.
It's okay.
Okay. What did I do modifier?
Star Stowe was the Playmate of the Month in February.
Alright. I do modifiers.
It was a huge deal to be a centerfold back in the 70s.
All right, you do the honors.
We're doing all green.
Almost 6 million people were reading Playboy every month. Just the layout in the magazine was much
Oh,
more
if
famous
only.
than it is today. And Star would have been at the
Okay, I
center.
would choose didn't skip a leg day or faster. But trust me, if you run in there with Figure in that room, then he's gonna get angry. He'll run after you. He knows where you are. He's blind, but and he knows where you are.
And Star was very good at it.
Or maybe not. We'll include the. Actually, we're doing all green. Include these.
The beginning of Star's story must have felt like an absolute dream come true. But she had no idea about the dark side of Playboy
Okay.
or the way things were going to go.
She was from Little Rock,
Okay.
Arkansas,
That should be
and
good.
she had a
Alright, ready,
sunshine
Mimi?
girl vibe. She had aspirations
Yep, I'm
to
ready.
be a dancer
There you go.
and a musician.
There you go. Let's go.
She wanted to explore and she wanted to be in a rock group. So as soon as she was 18, she went to rock group.
Dang, she looks cute.
She was at the Sierra, and there's Gene Simmons without his makeup. I don't know how she recognized him, but she did. They got to talking, and
I had to.
She said,
Oh my god.
I had to.
nice, down to earth persona on Kiss. They hit it off almost immediately and turned into a 3-year-long relationship.
she was crazy about him, and he was crazy about her. You look at Gene Simmons and Star Stowe, and you think, well, they sort of were part of writing the original book on how to be a famous couple in La La Land.
She's a young, small-town girl hanging out with some of the biggest rock stars in the world. It just must have felt like such an incredible experience.
Gene was a big act.
Can't get a code according to Game Show Guy.
And it wasn't just a romance between
Oh.
the two. There was
I'm
actually
sorry.
a romance
Sorry, here,
between
sorry, you can't
Star
get a
and the
code.
band. She was their muse. In his own autobiography, Gene Simmons
That's okay.
takes credit for suggesting to Star.
Gene had sent the pictures in.
What? No way.
They reported back and
What?
spiraled.
So many beautiful women from
What? A crucifix at door 0?
recommendation from a rock star like Gene Simmons. That would have definitely stood out.
Bruh. Oh my god.
Your Roblox face just says, "What the fuck?"
She was going to Chicago because that's where all the main shoots for the girls.
In the 1970s, Chicago was still the home of Playboy's main hub.
How? How is that possible?
Just as extravagant and
It did say more stuff. It did say more stuff, but this. They can rearrange the items. I don't know what they do.
He had this giant indoor pool, an underwater tiki bar, like a fireman's pole, a bowling alley.
So while she was in Chicago,
I'm guessing we got vitamins.
Yep, I got vitamins.
really seemed
Looks like she's wearing socks.
she was hanging out and partying with all kinds of rock stars such as Elton John, Rod Stewart,
Tracy time.
Alice from Wasp. And
What's in
all this
there?
attention being paid to her, it had to have been incredible.
I got him on tip. Oh, where am I going?
And she did her shooting. She said it was just like anything.
Look at this, people. We got crucifixes.
Wow.
You were just like an A-list movie star.
Hey, 90, go away.
Man, we should use the crucifix on him.
Just makes your head spin because she is in a totally new, different world and situation.
Hang on. Hang on.
Wow.
I want to do something.
It wasn't just a pictorial where people were just going through it. It was
There you go.
here I am.
There, now y'all can see the full screen. I just changed the server. I just changed the screen settings of the screen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that way they can see the whole view.
See,
The whole view. You know it's already big enough already.
oh, thank you.
Key! I got a key!
It definitely stands out among the history of all the Playboy centerfolds. It's very unique.
The whole motif of the spread was that she was this rock and roll girl, which was incredibly appropriate because that's what she was. There were pictures of rock stars on the walls behind her. She was holding this blue Rickenbacker bass guitar.
Did she take
Look
it?
at her face, you see a sultry baby face. So it's sort of this combination of
My baby!
innocence, but yet the sultry.
Two treasure doors!
Timothy.
She really saw
Timothy.
Timothy.
Oh yeah, Timothy's a jerk. Ah,
Playboy tends to
I don't have a lockpick.
style with their centerfolds, just like an upscale.
Oh, here, I'll open it for you.
Star very much had a
There you go.
trying to get into the music industry. She was dating
You're welcome.
musicians.
Barnaby!
Glam rock centerfold.
Oh, there's another vitamin.
Oh yeah, there's too many of these today.
In the article and kind of get a feel of who she is and what she was like. Here she says, once in LA, she recalls while Jean was on
No.
stage, I
Mhm.
just opened my jacket for a split second.
It's eyes.
That
You know
is,
what?
sir.
He's like the sun, except it's not the sun.
Sometimes women in the audience watching Jean perform, everyone
It burns your eyes to death.
It burns!
Oh, he's coming.
No, 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 no.
I'm gonna hide right here.
Oh no.
I'm gonna pull that out just in case. Okay, there. Whew. Well, that's
I
close.
can't see shit.
The tattoo. He was the first one.
Ugh.
The full front, open leg, and it was a turning of everything. It got more and more like soft porn than the tasteful pinup girl thing that they started out with.
When her centerfold came out in 1977,
It was dark and I don't have a flashlight.
it was huge. She's the most popular girl in America.
It's not a key already.
Star found it very overwhelming because of
Oh, I
all
see
the
what this
attention.
is.
She received a lot of money and
Got it, mate. Where are you?
to getting anything you want.
It'll come. Oh,
A lot of people can't handle that.
Cause he's shit.
She probably had the feeling that I've made it and this will last forever. Sadly, that's
he
rarely
only comes in a few minutes. Oh,
because for all
there he
the
is.
glamour and all the excitement, there is an
All right.
ugly underbelly breathing beneath the surface. I think it was her for a start. This little girl from Arkansas, she didn't know the ways of Hollywood yet. She didn't know about the mansion and what was expected. It was a very, very scary time,
Do.
dangerous time, underneath and behind the closed doors. She didn't understand much about what would happen after she was used up, and there wasn't somebody there to catch her.
Star and went to her shoot in Chicago, and then she came to Los Angeles. She was living in Hollywood and at the mansion. Playboy was huge at that time. Everybody who was anybody was at the mansion. She used to tell me that she was hit on all the time. Everybody that went up there wanted to be with her.
If you drove down the street where the Playboy Mansion was situated, you would never imagine, oh my gosh, the stuff that goes on behind those walls. It was like a full open house all the time, 24/7. I kid you not. It was just a whole lifestyle.
When people think of Playboy or like crazy stories from the mansion, it definitely stems from the 1970s. I think even in Hollywood, nobody had seen anything like this before. They would just be like orgies in the grotto and all kinds of crazy things happening upstairs.
When Star first got there, she literally was like a little, flower child. She had this straight blonde hair, very like sensual, beautiful, just stunning. And she was a really good friend, but she also was with a lot of
She ran into a dupe door.
because it was a very catty atmosphere. There was hierarchy, and Star was a playmate, so that made her on the upper level.
I was Hugh Hefner's personal valet from 1978 to 82. We would have a lot of conversations because she found out I was from Maryland and she was from Arkansas. And we would talk about Southern food and things like that. One thing was we were not allowed to talk to any of the girls, so it all had to be done in secret. In the pantry where the butlers hang out.
So not only is she reaping the rewards of being Miss February Centerfold 1977, she later on becomes Playboy Japan Centerfold of the Year. She must have just been feeling like she was living the life, and she was.
Star was different from the other girls that were living there. She knew she was valuable.
No, not gonna vote.
What? Another one?
I think she knew her power. We had a nickname for her, El Tigre, because she was feisty.
If only we can carry more of that.
She loved that. She was a
I wish.
Sometimes when we're young, we feel like we're more invincible than
I wish.
I don't think there's any way Star could have been prepared for the type of debauchery that awaited her.
The parties were just extravagant, and Star and all the starlets followed Hefner around to the party.
And candle though.
I remember
Candle.
Star showed up, I think it was Midsummer Night's Dream Party, with a pacifier and a baby diaper and nothing else. She did what nobody else would do. Star was always at Hefner's table at the time in the era that I was there. She was one of the main beautiful girls.
She and Hef were very close. Hef liked her personality, he liked her body, and being seen with her was good for him too.
In Star's era, a lot was expected. There were definitely a strict set of rules that playmates had to follow.
The rules basically were, you're Hefner's girl, nobody else can have you. If you were playmated enough, that was it. You would have to have scheduled sex with Hefner privately 2 days a week.
She was with Jean right at that time, but she told me she had slept with Hef more than once. I think she felt she had to do it if she wanted to continue because she had heard from other playmates that you really had to sleep with Hef to advance your career. And it wasn't just with Hef. Anybody that came there that was important, if they came to her and chose her, then she had to sleep with them. Hef made it very clear to Star that this is what she had to do if you wanted to keep this lifestyle.
It was really an indoctrination. You were groomed to be a certain way, and that was your normal. Star would be an ambassador for Hefner and go
There's 2 batteries in this one.
the account executive.
I don't have a flashlight.
And do a lot of schmoozing and
Mine's
pleasing.
full.
And there were a lot of favors.
I know
There was a lot
halfway.
of favors. She was expected to be a plaything.
That's
keep that lifestyle up and be okay.
There's 2 of them.
You know.
Sometimes she was happy as can be and feeling great. Other times she was depressed. I could see it was everything that was being forced upon her. Being forced to sleep with men She told me, I don't want to sleep with these guys. They're gross. Star was basically advised to take drugs and alcohol because you got a party and
I see.
you want you have to do this. So you
Oh
increase
god, this
your
chase.
alcohol consumption, adding more and more and more until you really don't care what you do.
They had an extensive open bar at all times, and they also had extensive drugs. There was always drugs. There were certain places they would keep the drugs, and Star would go to these places. She knew where to open the box, take out.
Hi there!
Snort. Hefner would usually give the girls olives. That was his thing.
Hello.
Which would make them relax.
Wait,
oh.
After a year of the fame and the glamour and the fast lane and the sex and the orgies and it Hardy's here, she was just in a haze.
Star was really a fish out of water. She was brought into this environment where, if things are starting to go off the rails for her, who's going to notice? Her family and her friends aren't close by.
Some girls had a certain limitation and they knew it. Star didn't have that. She didn't know how to stop. She needed to be put in rehab, but that wasn't an option because you can't be normal and straight and live that lifestyle. You have to be out of it to drown out all the hell that you're going to have to go through on a daily basis.
At one time, she told me, I think I'm addicted to Coke because I can't sleep. How do I kick this stuff? I don't know how to
Yeah,
do it.
I'm just like ready to get back.
She was feeling really down, depressed. And she told me that a few times she would, just out of the clear blue, start crying and weeping uncontrollably.
I'm back.
It was really hard for her to be
My
in a
sister just walked in.
relationship because of all the
There's
other
a loud
stuff.
knock.
And Jane was also a womanizer, and he was in the mansion a lot.
And that knock was so loud, it made me jump.
She really wanted him to be all hers.
She had told me
Ah!
she was having problems with Gene.
I'm left behind!
Rickane, hi.
No!
Never did any drugs. So when he found out that
Oh, well, you're supposed to get moving because I will spawn you.
very
I'm moving!
and so she
Uh-oh.
was always
See? No?
torn between Gene's world
This thing can be wobbly sometimes.
and
Oh, fuck.
Hefner's world, where there was so many drugs.
No.
Yeah, the room can be tilty during the chase.
It
Ah!
was understood that the relationship
Made it.
became difficult. And he
We did it!
Star had such a hard time when it was really Jane. That whole flower shop thing kind of disappeared and she became extremely wild.
Wait, these are
And
pancakes.
really out of control. It was really sad to watch.
Pancakes, they're moldy pancakes.
After a while and realized that she wasn't getting out of it what she wanted, but Playboy definitely was getting what they wanted out of her. It's too late to change once you get grabbed up.
A crucifix, isn't it? Ah!
Yeah, that's a crucifix.
I don't think Star could have ever imagined. in her wildest dreams
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
would have a deadly outcome.
Give you a minute.
After Star got her main centerfold,
What?
all of the work that she had that first year,
Let me try the next one. Hang on. I'm gonna take out Rush.
there was always turnover because once you start to lose that perfect
Really now?
18, 19-year-old,
Really?
you're not that
Rush doesn't like us.
girl next door. You pretty much are
Oh, why don't you stay here? I'll
child.
I'll make Rush come.
Okay.
There was a real disconnect in the Playboy world because they expect
All right, see if that works.
to be this party girl, but then the second she develops a problem with it, she's the problem.
No.
It was like that even when I was there. It was seen as like a character flaw within that person. So it was a really weird, hypocritical attitude.
Oh, we're at 49.
Oh crap! No! I'm coming.
very fast. She couldn't handle all this that was going on. And then that's when she got abusive with Hef and told him basically to piss off, and she didn't need him. And that's the one person you can't get abusive with. Almost immediately, everything was Playboy turned against her.
All right,
And that was the
let's
end for
go.
her. They didn't want her at the mansion anymore. She was basically cut off from everything. Advertising, promotions, personal appearances. All of her income now is completely turned off.
I think it's the books.
The moment that Star was kicked out, it must have just felt like she lost everything. Even if bad things were happening to Star at the mansion, that was all she knew at that time. Those were the only people she knew in LA. That was her income. That was her job. It was everything.
You died?
It was 890.
She's 22 years old. She's now addicted to drugs and alcohol, and it just must have felt like she was adrift.
I figured it. It was him.
Star stayed in LA for a little bit.
Oh, damn.
It wasn't very long. The Playboy
890.
and her name, that no one really wanted to hire her or do anything because they're a powerful company.
What you doing? Oh, there you are. Shit.
She was realizing that that was all over with. So she decided to leave and go to Las Vegas and try something there.
In 1981, she married Peter Maligo, who was an aspiring musician, rock musician, of course. They had a son.
Hey, where are you, Peter?
Within a couple of days after
Oh, there you are.
he forced her to go out and start stripping so that they could make money.
I'm literally just hanging in the air.
She made decent money. Enough so she could support.
Just standing tiptoeing, I'm dead.
To see a centerfold, they still want to see the star. That was at her bikini line. So that was her gimmick, and that worked.
Where's he?
I don't know. Probably upstairs.
Oh, he's upstairs.
With this guy, Peter Maligo, was not great.
Oh, he's upstairs.
It's a great relationship when you have a baby, and then a few days later, your husband's like, "You need to go back out on the strip and dance for a living," because they needed to pay bills, and so she and the husband split.
One of the biggest challenges of making money off of the way that you look is eventually that phase.
When the stripping jobs in Vegas started drying up, she moved to Fort Lauderdale with her son in order to make a living. A lot of the clubs around here thought that she was sort of a celebrity because she had been in Playboy, and so that was sort of an attraction.
She thought that there was places she could dance, and she did. But she got older, and that rock and roll lifestyle with the alcohol and the drugs was catching up to her.
Right. 9, 3, 6.
It must have been really hard for Star to be 30 and not being booked at the exotic dancing clubs because it was really all she had known. Was dancing, was posing for Playboy. From an outside perspective, it seems like there could be so many options, but when your self-esteem is at a certain place and you've been told for so many years you're only good for one thing, it can feel very differently.
She needed to pay her bills. She needed to have a roof over her head. She didn't have the body and the beauty by Hollywood standards. And still make money by using her body for sex. And it is this vibe that led Star Stowe to become a prostitute.
Let me direct him.
I told her that's a definite no-no. You got to do something else. You've already gone through that with Playboy. And then she'd say, "What can I do?" A couple times when I went to see her at the house, and she was already drinking.
What is going on there?
I would say, "This is not your life. You can't do this. It's going to take its toll on you." And she just said, "I can handle it. I can do it anytime I want." But you can't. She had hoped that she might be able to stop someday, but she needed to drink and do drugs. She didn't have money to
I'm looking at your community post. Uh-oh. Ah!
At this time, she sent her son to go live with her mom in Arkansas because she felt like he deserved a better upbringing than what she was able to provide. She had been a prostitute for a number of years, and then in 1990, Star was jailed for drug possession. When Star was in jail, she wrote a letter to her best friend Mitchie Stone.
In case you're wondering what that noise is, in case you're wondering what this is, that's a fidget toy.
And what she dreamed of in a lot
I got it
of
for
her
Valentine's Day.
She said,
A fidget toy.
Yeah, it's like a farting fidget toy. Like,
but when I get home,
it apparently makes fart sounds. You rip it real loud.
if I get to
Is it really that loud? Hang on.
and go to church, it will be good.
I
Someday.
didn't think it was that noisy.
Unfortunately, Star
Didn't think it would go like.
I think Star had a huge struggle ahead of her just trying to
Not
get
gonna lie,
away
when
from all the
my mom was getting this thing for me, she wanted to go like this.
this.
It'd be like, the customer in front of me farted.
Ew.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Almost 20 years to the day since her centerfold came out.
Okay, I'll
Star
put it
was
with the
last
noise.
seen getting into a car in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The next day, Star was found dead.
I was heartbroken. Nobody deserves to be murdered, and especially someone that is trying to get back on the right track. Because she told me she was going to try, and I believe she would at some point.
I called her mother on March the 17th. She was uncontrollably crying, obviously. I mean, she tried. And, you know, it's a tough thing. Her mother did tell us of a friend of hers named Mitchie Stone. And we spoke with Mitchie. And she said she was afraid for her. She was trying to get Star out of that lifestyle. Mitchie told us that she had an ex-boyfriend. They had broken up about 3 weeks prior to her disappearing and being killed.
Star was staying with Mitchie at the time of her death because she and her former boyfriend broke up. They had a pretty okay relationship. And then Star was found murdered. They got into a fight. And she ended up with this nasty bump on her head and got away from him.
We did find out that he was actually arrested for domestic violence.
Uh-oh. He's coming.
We knew we had to speak to
She
this
just
guy.
stood there. She's just standing there looking at Rush like,
The charges were dropped because the witnesses all said that he never did strike her. She was so highly intoxicated, she fell down and actually got the bump on her head. He was very upset. He obviously had a very clear love for her, and I don't think he had the wherewithal to do something like that. So we eliminated him as a suspect.
The police were working hundreds of leads. They're out there getting rid of shoe leather and handing out flyers, knocking on doors, talking to people, just trying to figure out what they could deduce, who might be responsible for the death of Star Show.
You got
We went
this.
to the strip in Fort Lauderdale where she worked. We hit every single bar. We hit every single hotel. We hit every single pawn shop. We spent hundreds of hours on this, trying to find out if anybody saw her.
I went the wrong way.
The last few hours, few days, and everything came back negative.
I think oftentimes sex workers like Star.
He's left behind.
Because they're seen as people.
And he running towards you.
Close friends and family.
And the door slammed in his face.
Who are kind of lost in the system. I think that's why these cases can be harder to solve.
when we were doing one of the main canvases, we actually developed another boyfriend. He was a little small-time drug dealer, but from what everybody was telling us, that was also her thing. At that point, he became more of a suspect for us. We conducted an interview with him. He admitted that he was with her on the night she disappeared. He admitted that he drove her to a location and dropped her off for a rendezvous, and that's the last time anybody ever saw him. We executed a search warrant on his van, just a plain old white van, and you could tell there was nothing in it. The carpet had been ripped out, but everything was out of it. It was completely gutted. Just had the seat to the
Oh shit.
No, 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 no. Wish I was still alive. No, 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 no.
And of course, he denied any knowledge of Star's soul. We didn't
Yeah,
get
that's an
another
ambush.
lead on this at all from any of that. It wasn't until maybe a month later.
Oh.
Oh, ho, ho,
Holy crap.
ho. That is ambush. Oh, ho, ho.
Sandra Walters was left.
Oh no, he mad.
Behind an adult video store, February 25th. She had similar
Alright, he's in.
to Star.
Alright,
And so
cool.
the detectives were trying to explore whether or not this was something that could be related.
We went to West Palm Beach Police Department. We spoke with their detectives, and we compared our case to theirs at that point. There were parallels. They were both prostitutes. They were both on drugs, both on alcohol. Detectives, appearances and builds. But at that
Here they are.
convinced the serial killers on their records.
After Thanksgiving in 1997,
Oh, ow, 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 ow.
Star and Sandra Walters were found murdered. Another woman turned up dead in Broward County. She had fair hair, brown eyes.
Uh-oh, he coming. He coming.
She also was a prostitute, and at this point,
Jesus.
it was starting to look like this could be the work of a serial killer.
Oh my.
She was strangled and they threw her body in the dumpster. And of course, right away, we wanted to look into that as well to see if there's any similarities.
By the time it was spring of 1998, there were sex workers that were found murdered.
Oh, I forgot about the candle.
And had very similar characteristics.
Uh-oh.
He's coming.
With all these murders, it
He's
must have been
so
terrifying for any
angry.
sex worker to think that possibly there was a serial killer out there. And what might be next?
In September, we got a call from West Palm Beach about a guy named Kevin Johnson that they had in custody. He was arrested in connection with beating a prostitute so severely that she wound up losing her eye. They told us that he said that he was a monster, and he became very, very violent and smoked crack with him.
Kevin Johnson
Uh-oh.
told the detectives he picked on sex workers and was glad he got caught because he felt like he had this monster inside of him and had so much rage against women that he was scared what might happen next.
And eventually, he admitted he had killed 2 prostitutes. He bludgeoned one to death, and he stabbed the other. They called us, obviously, antenna at that point, because they thought he could be responsible for everything.
This man is readily admitting to violently murdering 2 women. And the more cops are listening, they're thinking, well, we may have the very guy who murdered Star Stowe.
He didn't confess to any other killings other than the one.
Oh no, it's the figure.
So we prepared our cases,
Uh-huh.
but he had come down this.
He's back.
He's back and he's
The
angry.
way he picked them up, where he killed them, the locations was completely different. The messiness of stabbing somebody, that's a pretty messy crime scene versus strangling somebody. It's a big difference.
Detectives were able to figure out that Kevin Johnson was not responsible for the death of Star Stowe or any of the other women that were found murdered.
At this point, police have still not found Star's killer. things seem to quiet down. But then tragedy strikes once again.
For about 3 years after Starr was murdered, there were 2 women that were found murdered. Again, in South Florida, their bodies were found in white bags on the side of the road. It wasn't Kevin Johnson, he was in jail. It's either a different serial killer or a set of very tragic coincidences.
Their names are Sia Demas and Kim Livesey. It appears almost undeniable that there is still a serial killer on the loose in South Florida. In the murder cases of Kim and Sia, 12 years later, there's a big break in the case. Through fingerprints, police were able to identify a guy named Robert Fernandez. People ask, why does it take so long? It's not bad police work. Robert Fernandez had left South Florida after the murders.
He was a Brazilian national who was living in Miami. When he went back to Brazil, the killing stopped.
This is an
Oh, he coming! He dancing! He dancing! He dancing! He dancing! He dancing! Boom!
Detectives were able to figure out that this guy was not responsible for the death of Starr Stone because he was nowhere in that area at the time of her death.
It's another disappointing turn for detectives. Regarding his link to the murders of Sia and Kim, well, their families would never see justice because Fernandez died in a plane crash in 2006.
Starr's case still remains open today, 25 years later.
I don't think it was a look of a serial killer in this case. I just don't think it was. I think that she knew who her killer was, and I obviously can't prove that. But just, my heart, that's what it tells me. She didn't scratch the person or fight. It just seems to me like she willingly got in that car, and I keep going back to the guy who was with them. I can't get that out of my head. That's what you think.
I'm going.
Yep!
Okay.
Yep, did it! Yep, did it! Yay! She did it! Yay!
So it is possible that they may be able to find out who is responsible.
I understand DNA was still like today. There was very few people in the database. Suspect.
Yes, I did it! You did it! You did it! Oh no, he angry.
Case, and I'm sure the police department will probably resubmit it. For who
Oh, he mad.
This
Thought he living on fire.
Oh no.
that side that you feel bad because you didn't.
Oh.
You know how hard you worked.
Wee.
Congratulations! Congratulations! You want a free concussion.
Would make my day.
Ha
Alright, one more round?
Huh?
One more round?
Sure.
Okay. Meet
Yeah.
in the lobby.
Family and son and friends. And for her, because Starr deserved justice.
Alright. I'm in the lobby.
Not long after she was murdered, I got
I
a
meet
hold of
you in
his
the
son,
fireplace.
and he was 14 at the time. And he had very fond memories of his mom. He thought that she was they would talk on the phone very often, and he recalled that when they were living together, that she would make him stir fry, and they would play video games and just basically have a good time.
Hi.
Just slowly walk over here.
And he told me that they were both
Okay.
crazy about the new nails on.
Hey, your turn to do modifiers.
Starr Stowe's case is heartbreaking. Young, beautiful girl, big ambitions of going to the big city, gets there, falls into the cesspool of decadence, and is not prepared for it, and something terrible happens to her.
I thought about what it could have become if she hadn't got that gig with Playboy. And I think she could have made it She was a baby singer, and she was learning to play guitar too. So she could have done it. She would have been a good front person in her group.
I think she would have been a very great rock chick. She definitely could have done that. It's just sad that that was a dream that never transpired for her.
I can relate to her because I know what it feels like, to have those dreams and to want to be a centerfold.
There you go.
I know how it feels to live at the mansion and feel like the world is so
Hey,
big,
Gabe.
feel afraid.
If you're a young girl today, I think that Star would be a good example of what could happen if you go down the road.
Oh my goodness. Last few breaths? Oh no.
That dream, it ruins you.
Nah, you're really making this hard.
It's sad.
Kelsey Turner, who looked like a Playboy bunny, with the long platinum blonde hair and the voluptuous body.
Kelsey was the premier party girl for our team, the Limelight, and their catering student.
But girls like Kelsey can get caught up in this lifestyle.
Things that you would use to find women that would be looking and be feminine.
She had a feeling that here is someone committed a violent crime.
Hey, Rick.
And they're now suing this.
You just didn't know at the time, was she a suspect or was she the victim?
At one point, threatened to eat the male detective's soul.
Just because there's one victim doesn't mean there's not another.
On March 3rd, 2019, officers show up to a house in suburban Nevada.
There was communication with Las Vegas Metro Police and with a woman in California in regards to welfare checks of the home.
They're checking on a home where 25-year-old model Kelsey Turner is staying. But nobody answers the door. And they notice that a mail's piling up, there's a package on the door. No one's at home. But lights are still on.
Officers saw that the windows were open and that there were signs of struggle.
So, because one of the doors is unlocked, they go inside and there's just cleaning supplies all over the garage. It smells really strongly of ammonia in there.
When the investigators began the actual search of the residence, signs of violence, including a door that was actually broken down. They found blood spatters and smears on the door.
We invaded a crime scene, and Kelsey Turner is missing.
Kelsey Turner is a stunning blonde who appeared on the Playboy Italia website on May 10th, 2017. Kelsey looked like a Playboy bunny. She looked like what you would think of as like the typical playmate with the long platinum blonde hair and the voluptuous body. Kelsey Turner was originally from Jonesboro, Arkansas.
She went to Arkansas State University and she majored in sports medicine and exercise.
Vitamin.
Freelance modeling, a lot of post modeling.
She moved to California in 2014 to pursue a modeling career.
Vitamin.
I met Kelsey.
Can you hear the chair squeak?
At one of my shows in LA.
Oh, that was actually my chair.
Yay, the chair going.
Such a my squeaky chair.
She got a chair that's squeaking.
For her and her girlfriends, she would get her group of girls together, and I would host their for the night and make sure that they all get taken care of in the club.
Hi! Hey guys, we're here with Crystal Jane. Hey, the Spark of Hollywood with these babes. Kelsey was going for a very specific vibe. She's always glammed up. She was trying to show this persona as somebody that is fun and living this party girl lifestyle.
Kelsey was the premier party girl for our scene and for what they expect us to have out at the clubs for for the shows. Your blonde hair, light eyes, one piece dress, short skirt, high heels, skinny model chicks. That's really what they like to see in the club. It's like the Hollywood nightlife stage.
Kelsey had done lots of modeling work, but she was finally starting to break through.
From early on, Kelsey is posing
It's
in
right door.
lingerie and swimsuit. She even
No.
does a couple.
I thought you had it.
Watch it out. She's really trying to pursue this modeling thing full time.
So Kelsey was getting regular modeling work, not just online, but she was also a published model. She'd been in Maxim and several other different publications. But it was Kelsey's dream to be a Playboy centerfold. When you can attach the Playboy name to yourself, that could have been a big door opening for Kelsey because so many people would have seen her photos, and she was on the right track to that.
Oh
No! Damn it!
Trying to get more lingerie.
Damn it.
Oh my God! People, she's
Oh, I thought
kneeling
you
in the
could
corner.
Oh,
She's chosen to appear in
Sorry.
oh, I should have
Go ahead.
scooped all the way to the corner. Oops. I should have gone all the way to the corner. Oh, revive.
Ooh, there's a staff here.
Posing for a foreign edition
Ooh, hey.
Those are mine.
Becoming a centerfold.
Mm.
This was a big break for Kelsey. Being featured on Playboy Italia.
Those are actually mine.
Say a Playboy cyber girl here in the States. You're on the website. Your photograph.
So
I didn't see a name on them.
Whatever.
Kelsey is quoted in Playboy Italia saying, "I love thrills and fun. I'm living my life fully aware that I only have one."
Oh.
On the right track. Playboy Italia could have been a big door opening for her because so many people would have seen her photos.
In December of 2018, Kelsey moves to Vegas from California. She moved to Las Vegas to pursue her dreams, further her modeling career. But she also began working for a party promoter.
Playboy was the perfect brand for Las Vegas in many ways, just because
Woo!
it's Sin City, everybody wants to party here.
Money
You
room.
think sexy when you think of Las Vegas.
Money horror. Wait.
A place where Kelsey could come and possibly make some inroads into the Playboy world.
Kelsey moves into this house in December of 2018, living with Diana Pena. And Diana cleans in exchange for free rent.
Diana Pena worked as a bartender in a casino.
And then in February, Kelsey ends up dating John Kennison. And John moves in pretty immediately. So all three of them are living in the upstairs floors of this house together.
Kelsey was a party promoter. She would try and bring people in and bring business into hotel casinos and nightclubs.
She starts spending nights at some of the city's hottest clubs, hanging out with some of the most exclusive guests.
She was deep into the lifestyle where you're hustling 24/7 and just always putting forward this image of yourself. She would often be hired as a model to host different events, whether it be nightclub events, charity events, and she would be considered the feature draw. Like it would be her photo.
Oh no!
That was the draw. That was why people would hire her, thinking it would bring people to the nightclub.
The girls that I have had relations with that work at Playboy love being a part of that community. They like the limelight. They like the attention.
Oh come on! This one's dark.
Everywhere they go, so it's like, what's not to like about it?
It's deep.
Anywhere else?
It's deep.
There's Vegas. People who go to Vegas, it's another level. It's not Vegas, but that's Vegas.
There is a lot of violence out here in Las Vegas. The whole gap.
Nothing.
Sexual assault, armed robbery, aggravated assault.
Nothing.
Nothing. And this thing is so funny.
Las Vegas definitely have that in common.
What is it?
It's too inappropriate for this stream. I can't.
But there can also be a lot of dark
That's
secrets.
all right. It's all right.
Eh.
It was 9:30 a.m. on March 7th. Was when the 911 call came in. Somebody who was out driving near the Lake Mead National Recreation Center had seen this car on the side of the road with a busted window. And they thought it was suspicious. It's this blue car in the middle of the desert.
No! I did hear him!
So the fact that this car was just sitting there
What
sort
the
of on the
fuck?
side of the road was really peculiar.
Oh no! Are you
Once police
okay?
get
Oh
there,
shit!
I didn't hear him. The lights barely flickered.
Oh no!
God damn it.
Oh
latex gloves in the front seat.
no! Oh no!
I did not hear him. I did not hear him. The lights barely flickered in my end.
Oh no!
In the trunk, they find blue and white sheets.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Looks like it hurt your leg. Ah! Looks like she sprained her ankle.
Arrived and seen the first thing they noticed about this car was the windows rolled down, which is not normal.
Ah, my leg!
Even by the side of the road, you were hiking.
Oh my god.
So the officers definitely felt that something unusual or suspicious.
Your reaction after dying?
Some searching in the vehicle, they opened up the trunk, and inside the trunk they found
What
some
the
different.
frick?
You go ahead and take my stuff.
Am I sitting on it?
Yeah, you are.
Oh no, I'm sitting on some pink locks. Ooh.
That is somebody that they have to look at as a person.
Oh, look at the guitar. Oh.
Because what is this dead body doing in this car?
At that time, when we run the license plate,
Guys, I'm not looking at. I'm not looking at her ass. I'm not looking at the guitar.
The registered owner, he explained that he had actually
Hey, look how cool this thing looks.
to a buyer that he had met on Craigslist.
Oh, looks like she's running from this position.
Chelsea Turner.
This guy said that he had made an arrangement with Kelsey.
Can I tip you
whereas
over?
Kelsey was going to make monthly payments on the car until they could transfer the car.
No, you can't tip me over.
I feel like I pushed the player over.
She's listed as the owner, but the real occupant or the real everyday user of that car was Kelsey Turner.
I think it was definitely a little bit suspicious, but the registered owner was in China at the time of the
It's
murder.
okay.
And he did have paperwork to show that he was actually like subleasing that
Go
car,
on.
Kelsey Turner. So that cleared him of being involved in the murder. When the coroner started the investigation and looking at the body, they noticed a blunt attack to the head.
Yeah, defensive wounds on the arms, and the teeth were knocked out as well.
Despite multiple injuries, investigators are eventually able to identify the victim because multiple credit cards were found at the crime scene.
Police are able to identify the victim as 71-year-old Dr. Thomas Burchard. He's a child psychiatrist based in Salinas, California, visiting Las Vegas. Dr. Burchard works at some of the country's most prestigious hospitals. He works at Cincinnati Children's Hospital, Mass General, UCLA. Eventually, he goes on to work at the Community Hospital of the Monterey Peninsula in California. He's very popular at his work. They even give him the nickname Santa because he looks like Santa Claus.
Once the victim was identified, the detectives were quick to learn that for 3 solid days, the police had been trying to locate Dr. Broussard and determine about his well-being.
Dr. Burchard came to Vegas on March 1st of 2019, and March 2nd was the last day that his partner Judy had received a text message from him, and it says something along the lines of, "I'm excited to come home." But at a certain point, Thomas's phone was completely turned off, and he calls him, and other people had tried calling him.
Stretchy, I must stretch.
He had a feeling that something was wrong, and he had been calling law enforcement to try to figure out why he wasn't answering his phone. Judy mentions to police that she thinks he might have been with a woman named Kelsey Turner.
We don't know exactly how Dr. Burchard met Kelsey, but at one point in California, they were living in the same small town.
As detectives conducted their investigation, information from Judy led them to believe that Thomas Burchard was trying to women and tried to befriend them.
Dr. Burchard was particularly known for helping young women who were hard on their times. He would kind of come in and be their savior, as it were. He liked to help. He kind of liked the hero complex, Judy would say later on.
Judy thought of Dr. Burchard's relationship to these women almost like charity, like he was trying to help women who needed assistance.
Whether it was a case of love or relationships or just a friendship. Information from Judy led to believe that he was giving money to Kelsey.
Kelsey's been featured in She's very active on Instagram as a swimsuit model, and she has developed that persona. In California, Thomas had been paying for Kelsey's rent, and he had been paying her bills.
Their relationship worked out well because Kelsey was living with her mother in California, who had recently lost her job. Dr. Burchard was financially supporting Kelsey and her family. He would pay for her and her mother's expenses, their rent, Kelsey's car, and pretty much anything they needed.
He had been subsidizing her lifestyle for a long time. Judy told the police that Thomas had already spent over $3,000 on
After Kelsey moved to Las Vegas, Dr. Burchard kept paying her rent and was sending her money weekly. He doesn't want her out on the street or having a hard time. That seems like a really generous thing for Dr. Burchard to do, but things like that can get complicated. Sometimes in relationships like that, there's all kinds of expectations on either side that go unspoken, which can lead to all kinds of disagreements and conflict further down the road.
Judy was pretty forthcoming. Really elaborated. Relationships were.
If I had to guess, I'd say there was something that happened of a sexual nature. It could also just be sexual innuendo that Kelsey had presented and maybe possibly, led him to believe.
And Judy felt endangered by the relationship. And Judy definitely was nervous, upset, and maybe somewhat jealous of the situation, especially a much younger woman who's a model, very attractive.
There was a moment where Judy was very clear. She gave a bottom line. She wanted Thomas to stop supporting Kelsey.
Even if that doesn't mean that he didn't necessarily care for Kelsey or want to make sure she was okay. Those things are mutually exclusive.
In a freaking live stream!
So Dr. Burchard traveled to Las Vegas to try to see his money, what the situation was, to see if she was telling the truth about how she was living and what she was using it for, and to potentially stop funding her lifestyle.
So as the investigation continued, police realized that there were several calls that came in for welfare checks to check on Thomas Burchard.
And they're able to trace his location to the residence where Kelsey and her roommates lived. His phone revealed that he was there on March 1st and March 2nd. But after that, on March 3rd, his phone is turned off and no location can be found.
Police do welfare checks on March 3rd, 4th, and 5th at Kelsey's house.
This was a house where there was always somebody at home. But it looked like this house had been vacated. and then everyone had mysteriously vanished.
On March 8th, police eventually are able to get a search warrant for Kelsey's home.
Neighbors feel something's wrong, and they're also suspicious of the fact that it's been several days and there's no major activity at the home. Even with getting information from Judy doesn't mean that Kelsey herself could not be a danger.
In the middle of the floor, investigators find 2 piles of laundry, and the towels in one of those piles of laundry matches the ones that were found with Dr. Burchard's body in the trunk of the car.
What the fuck? What happened? I didn't even move.
Oh.
What? What? How did that even
Yo, I
happen?
just fell over my screen. I don't even know.
I was not moving.
just
I
laughing
was
at you.
not moving. I was not moving. And then guess what? It kills me anyway.
Her boyfriend John's fingerprints are in there as well.
I'm leaving the game. It was the last round anyway.
I just heard the items fell, and that's how I know you died. And I saw you fell over. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
At this point, they can't be sure if any of the other roommates are a victim. They have 2 crime scenes.
Actually, here, let me change the banner here. I have an idea for it. Here. Give me a second.
They weren't vacating the house, so some type of altercation and cleanup took place. That's why the material is definitely very suspicious to Las Vegas Metro Police.
The detectives interviewed the landlord of the property, and the landlord explained to them that Dr. Bassard was actually one who paid the rent on the residence, even though Kelsey Turner was the occupant of the residence. And the lease is actually going to expire later on in the year during 2019.
What it looks like is someone committed a violent crime, probably the murder of Thomas Burchard, and then left fleeing the scene.
But just because there's one victim doesn't mean there's
I'm
not
going to try to
another.
think of the banner ideas.
When they were conducting the search warrants, they also did attempt to trace and tap the phone that Kelsey had to find out the areas that she was at over the last few days and where possibly she was.
The investigators looked deeply into Kelsey Turner's phone records. They found that she had utilized the phone. She was in the area of the home from the 1st to the 5th. But after the 6th,
Okay, here we go.
nada. There was nothing.
On March 7th, the records show that Kelsey's phone's been turned off.
Here's the next one. Alright. I think I'm taking this too far, but
Was she a suspect or was she a victim and kidnapped? You just don't want to say, oh,
I'm kidding. I haven't used StreamYard in a while. I miss the banners.
However, as Judy began to encourage him to pull back, Kelsey began threatening to call
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay.
threatening to report Thomas for unsavory behavior. And so,
Not that many people are watching, huh?
Thomas kept on supporting Kelsey against Judy's advice.
I think I'm gonna end the stream here. It was fun.
So they were going to be checking the records of the phone as well.
So it's been 2 hours and 24 minutes.
It basically gets some funny moments.
March 3rd. And then after March 3rd, there was nothing.
Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Hope you guys have a nice Valentine's Day.
finish his business and come home.
But here's
And also,
See y'all.
Dr.
yeah.
Basar's vote was
See you
actually
later.
impression of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police
See you next stream.
Later.